Okay, good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Um, my thought for you today is that I have too many thoughts for you. So what's been happening to me this week or so is that my mind keeps going to this reality or this understanding that wherever we were yesterday, we're not there today, right? And so when we choose our teachings, right, it's pretty common for us that we kind of go with a theme for, if we teach multiple classes a week, is that theme is sort of running through the entire week. But what keeps happening to me is I teach a class, and then the next class I go to teach, my mind is like, you can't teach the same thing because we're not in the same place, right? We're in a different place. It's a different moment. It's a different instant in your mind and in your heart and in your body. So we can't keep going to what was the same thing that worked before. Is we have to keep sitting with where we are right now, right? So comfortable seat wherever that is. Let your eyes close. And so yesterday morning, I ended up telling a lot of stories, and I'll probably end up doing that again. Because I feel like the more that we bring the many, many different variations of teachings together, is that what resonates with us right this moment is what will stick. And what doesn't resonate with us perfectly right in this moment will hang out in the ethers until we need it, right? That's a yoga practice, right? As we keep reaching for where there is more than what's just circulating in our mind. And when we need it, we pull it in. So comfortable seat with your eyes closed. I want you to breathe in. The mantra is Om Namah Shivaya. You've probably heard it before. You're breathing in Om Namah Shivaya. And exhaling, letting a feeling of equanimity flow from you into the world. So inhaling, repeating Om Namah Shivaya, or if Om Namah Shivaya is too much, doesn't work for you, you repeat the word peace. Or Om Shanti, that works too. You breathe that in as your mantra, and as you exhale, that feeling of peace, that feeling of equanimity is what flows from you. And it doesn't matter how much your mind says, but that's not what the world is right now. That's what you can be right now. That's the point of the practice, is that you generate this feeling in you. You connect to this feeling in you, and then you breathe it out into the world that needs it so desperately. And by doing it for you, by doing it through you, you benefit. You come back to that peaceful place. And that, more than anything, I think is what we need to remember right now, is that whatever you are practicing, is you're practicing it for you. Don't do it for the rest of the world first. Do it for you. And as you feel it as a reality, then it spreads out into the world. But if you do it for something outside of you and you bypass that moment where you are fully connected to what peace, what equanimity, what that feels like in you, if you bypass that, and all you're doing is yelling Sanskrit into the world, right? Or all you're doing is doing a fancy breath work. Can't bypass it. Om Namah Shivaya, or Om Shanti, or just the word peace. It's all the same. You exhale and you let it spread from you. And wherever it goes, it goes. Whoever it touches, none of your business. You are the Om Shanti. You are the Om Namah Shivaya. A place that is peaceful. And if that's what you are, if that's the way that you touch the world, then that's what will happen all around you. It'll spread. You cannot bypass. No more can it be, I'll be okay when you're okay. Do your work. A couple more breaths with that mantra, whatever mantra it is that you're using. You are not the same any breath that you were the one before. So whatever is present in that moment, it becomes the experience of peace and equanimity. It's not I push it away to try and find it. Whatever is happening this moment becomes that experience of peace. There is no other way. Next full breath in, come all the way to the top of your inhale and pause. And then breathe in a little more, expand and pause. And breathe in a little bit more. I should see you sitting taller, and pause. One more time, breathe in a tiny bit more, pause. And then exhale everything out, let it go. Where it goes is none of your business. And then hands together at the heart center, palm to palm. We'll open with the sound of Om. Deep breath in. And let the eyes float open. Nice, you guys. Release your hands. Bring your hands to your knees or your thighs and start to cat-cow your spine. Seated cat-cow. Good. And maybe make it a practice. I've been saying that, make your practices very simple and very real right now, because the world itself is very surreal. Can't quite believe that it's doing what it's doing, but it is. So you make your practices very simple, because the only practice that there is taking what is in front of us and bringing it into that state of peace, equanimity. So how do we do that? We do it in simple ways that are real. So one of those simple teachings is to mind your own mind, right? Watch what your mind is doing and let go of the feeling that any of your reactions, your thoughts, your judgments are going to make any difference at all to the mind of another. It's none of your business. Mind your own mind. Bring that to a peaceful place. Then your interactions will be something that hits at a place that is not just mind meeting mind, it'll be heart meeting heart. Good, you guys. Move a little quicker, please. Moving from your mind into the heart. Beautiful. Come back to stillness, please. Good. Stretch the arms up overhead. Deep breath in, reach. Good. Pull up a little taller. Yeah. And then exhale, release the arms out and down. So stretching as wide as you can. Pause at letter T. Good. Turn your palms to face up. And then turn your palms to face back and push the air away. So you're stretching through the front of your chest. Good. And then turn your palms to face up. Rotate the other way. Pull those pinkies forward. And then pull the palms to face back. Push the air away. Nice. And then stretch the arms in front of you. Right arm over top of left in front of the chest. Wrap the forearms for eagle. And do little circles with your elbows. Good. No gripping the hands here. So again, this is part of watching your mind, is how much that tension, inner tension in the mind causes you to grip in your body, or causes you to grip through your jaw, or causes you to grip in the way that you talk to the world. Good. Pause in the center, lift your elbows a little higher, inhale. Good. And then as you exhale, stretch the arms out wide. Again, stretch through the front of the chest. Again, palms can be facing up or facing back, whichever you like. Nice. And then bring the arms across the front of the chest again, left arm on top of right this time, or the opposite arm on top. Wrap the forearms for eagle. And again, little circles so that you are moving the shoulders. You're moving the place behind the heart. Nice. So we're loosening up an area, right, that tends to hold our tension. And if the body is stuck in a habitual place of tight, then the mind goes there too. Good, you guys. Lift the elbows just a little higher. Deep breath in. And then release the arms out and wide. One more breath. Stretch through the chest. Good. And then release the hands down. Come forward to hands and knees and come into child's pose. Good. Knees are nice and wide. Press into your shins. So that pressing into your shins and spreading your toes. Again, awareness. Good. And then walk your torso to the right over the right thigh. As you walk to your right, move your belly. So it should really be that you're moving your belly on top of your thigh. That's how far you should go. Good. Yeah. And then let your left wrist maybe cross over top of your right. So again, you're stretching through that left side body as long as you possibly can and dropping through that left sit bone. Good. Om Namah Shivaya. What energy do you unite yourself with? Because this is yoga, right? Yoga means unity, means union. So what are you uniting with in this practice? Come back to center, please. Walk yourself to the left, moving your belly over the left thigh. Good. Letting the right wrist maybe cross over top of the left. So again, you're reaching as long as you can through that right side body and dropping through the right sit bone. Keep pressing into your shins equally. So how we understand the mantra Om Namah Shivaya is not that I'm reaching for Shiva as an energy outside of me. Can mean that if you want it to. But it really says that I am the place of Shiva. I am the place of equanimity. And that is a place in me that never changes, even though the world is constantly changing. Anything that's going on can be brought into that space of peace. It includes everything. Walk yourself back to center, please. So Om Namah Shivaya, I'm calling for that place in me to be really present so that my mind can connect to that and can be unified with that. So I'm not just doing a bunch of things thinking that it's going to make me feel better. I'm unifying with that energy that is peace. Come back up to hands and knees, please. Downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Nice. Good. Pedal the feet a little bit if you'd like. I have to remember that it's like 9:30 in the morning. Good. And then let your heels steady towards the floor, please. Nice job. Right leg comes up and back, down dog split. Bend the knee, kick your heel in towards your butt, stack the right hip on top of the left and make circles with that knee. So circle through the hip. Good. And if you feel like you should be making that creaky Tin Man sound, that's okay. That's why we do this. Good. Beautiful, you guys. Lift and open, lifting that hip nice and high, lifting that inner thigh nice and high. Beautiful. And then extend that leg straight back, so straight in the leg, reach out. Good. And then curl into your belly, turn your toes back down to the floor, down dog split. And then step that right foot between the hands, lunge. Yeah. Inhale the arms up to the sky, high lunge. Nice. Turn your palms to face forward, hook your thumbs together. Good. And then bend your elbows wide, pulling on the thumbs and draw your hands back in space. So again, you're getting into that openness through the front of your chest. And as you draw your hands back, pull up through the crown of your head as you drag those elbows even wider. Nice. Now keep that lift of your chest and start to straighten the arms any amount, but don't let your shoulders hike up towards your ears. Keep pulling apart on the thumbs because I want this to be that stretch on the arms. Good. One more deep breath. Nice. And then release the hands, please. Bow forward, parallel to the floor. Stretch your arms reaching straight back as though you're going to clasp them behind you, but you aren't. Good. Palms facing towards each other. Your torso is level with the floor. Lift those arms a little higher. Pull up and squeeze your hands towards each other as though you're squeezing a block. Chest forward. Good. Hips back. Nice. One more breath. Pull. Squeeze the arms and lift. Awesome. Release that left hand down to the floor, please. Right arm comes to the sky, spinal twist. Nice. Good, you guys. Flex that right foot a lot, please. Drop onto the baby toe edge just for a moment. Lean onto that left hand a little bit more. So let that knee fall open as your chest falls open in the opposite direction. Good. Heart back. Nice, Linda. Good, Andrea. Bring that right knee forward a little bit more. There you go. And then release the foot back to flat, release the hand to the floor. Nice job. Step forward, top of your mat, straighten both legs. Forward fold. Oh, I know. Fingertips on the floor or blocks. Bend your knees deeply like you're coming towards chair, but keep your hands on the floor. And then round your back. Pull your low belly away from your thighs. Drop your head. Good. And then pressing through the feet, take your hips up to the sky. Keep your head dropped. As your hips go high, drop your heart towards the floor. Good. And then bend both knees again, please. That same feeling of dropping into your heels. Keep that. Scoop into your low belly and then stretch the arms all the way up alongside the ears. Chair pose. Nice. Deep breath in. Good. And then release the hands to the tops of your thighs. You can separate your feet a little wider if you need, if your feet are very close together. Agni Sara, so a deep breath in. Exhale, release the breath, and then hold. No breath, pump your navel. Good. Nice, you guys. No breath at all. You're moving your navel in and out, but there's no breath. Good. Inhale, deep breath in, lift the chest. And exhale, breath all the way out. Pause at the end of the exhale, no breath, pump your navel. Good. Right? These practices are to move through us, whatever the reactions are, so that we can feel what peace is in this moment. Deep breath in. One more time, exhale all the way out. At the end of the exhale, no breath, pump your navel. Good. Nice, you guys. Deep breath in. And then exhale, release the hands to the floor, straighten the legs and bow. Good. I'm going to ask the rhetorical question, is that better or worse than breath of fire? Right, you have no idea. Good. Step your right leg back behind you, left leg steps back, plank pose, upward push-up. Good. Lower down slow to your belly. Rise up into cobra, lift head, neck, and chest. Nice, Lauren, plant those feet. Yeah. Downward facing dog. Nice, you guys. Good. Left leg comes up and back, down dog split. Good. Bend the knee, kick your heel in towards your butt, stack the left hip on top of the right, and then start to make circles with that knee. Good. So yesterday, I was feeling very drawn to the story of Parvati, and Parvati being the form of the goddess, right? She's Shiva's wife, his second wife, but she's the one who stands as his equal. So the Shiva and the Shakti is always that there's the place of peace and equanimity that is unchanging. And then there's the Shakti that is always moving, right? That it's that peace in motion. It's that reality in motion. Good. Lift and open that hip. Beautiful. And then stretch the leg out to straight. Hip is still open. So you still have that lift on that left side. Good. And then curl into your belly. Turn your toes down towards the floor. Now you take it into that down dog split. Good, Susan. And then step that left foot between the hands. Lunge. Good. Inhale both arms up to high lunge. Beautiful. Nice, you guys. And then cross your wrists overhead and take your palms together. So it's a little like dream of genie type of thing. So your elbows are bent, your wrists are crossed, but you're pressing your palms against each other. And then same thing, as you bend your elbows wide, your chest lifts and opens, and then move your hands back in space so that they're really right over top of your head or slightly further back, so that you get this openness, that you're pulling the elbows wide, the chest is wide. Good. Nice. And press those hands together powerfully, strong. Elbows go wide, chest lifts. Nice, Sandy. Good, Marjorie. One more breath, you guys. Go deeper into the lunge. Yeah. Awesome. And then release the arms, please. Bow forward, parallel to the floor. Stretch your arms back behind you. Again, as though you were going to interlace your fingers, but don't. So you still have to have that lift through your armpits. So again, power of your arms, power of your chest. Lift the chest forward, but pull those arms up and then squeeze like there's a block between your hands. This is what you want to feel when you clasp your hands behind your back. And if it's not usually what you feel, just notice that, right? Deep breath in, squeeze, lift the chest. Good. And then release, right hand down to the floor, left arm to the sky, spinal twist. Good. Patrice, watch that front knee doesn't fall in. Push it slightly wide. And Sarah, watch your front hip doesn't push out to the side. Pull your left butt cheek back and in. There you go. Nice, you guys. Flex that left foot a lot. Turn onto the baby toe, leaning onto that right hand. Open your chest wide back behind you as you let that left knee fall open to the side. Good. Nice, Rhonda. Good, Jackie. Awesome, Andra. And then slowly release the foot back to the floor. Bring the hand back to the floor. Nice job. Step forward, top of your mat. Take both legs to straight. Uttanasana. Good. Nice job, you guys. Take your hands to your hips. Come all the way up to stand. Good. Bring the right knee up and towards your chest, please. So the right knee comes up. Your top of your left thigh pulls back, up and back. I'll give you a chance. This is why I find out everyone's warm finally, because all your shirts come off. Knee up, squeeze up. Good. Take that knee wide to the right, please. Bottom of the foot to the inside of the left leg for tree. Good. And then take your arms out up wide to cactus arms. Good. So the same feeling, right, of there's this slight hug in of your elbows so that your chest is engaged, but then you're pulling the hands back. Good. So your inner elbows hollow forward, but your palms fall back, your wrists move back. And then pressing the leg and the foot towards each other, lift up a little taller, start to take your tree into any amount of a back bend. Chest lifts up nice and high. Good. Right. And this concept of drishti was using this week, of where your inner gaze is looking, not just where your eyes are looking, but where is your heart in this moment? What is it focused on? Good. And then come all the way back up. Beautiful. And then spin that right knee forward, please. Hug it up, no hands, and then send that leg straight back behind you. Warrior three, take your chest forward. Arms can either extend straight ahead or reach them back towards that foot. Either way, what you just did, you could do here. Nice, Anju. Good, Alana. Beautiful, you guys. Nice, Laura. Chest up. Beautiful. And then step back to high lunge, arms to the sky. Inhale. Don't collapse. Thank you. And then hands down to the floor. Nice job. Take that left leg up and back, down dog split. Good. Bend the knee, kick your heel in towards your butt, stack the left hip on top of the right. Open, open, open. Yeah, maybe even coming up on your left fingertips. Beautiful. Good. And then turn that knee back down towards the floor. Please stretch the leg back to straight and then step your left foot forward between the hands. Yep. Walk your fingertips straight ahead. Step up, standing split. Right thigh comes parallel to the floor. Use blocks if you need. Good. So Parvati is, the story of her is that she grew up as a devotee of Shiva, right? She's a daughter of the mountain, and the mountain is where Shiva was meditating. And so her entire life, she was in Shiva's presence, and she knew from a very young age that he was the only thing that she wanted in life. All she wanted was to be with him. And so she goes through the whole effort of the mind and the heart of how do I get him to notice me, and the other gods try and help with that. And of course, it turns into a disaster. Deep breath in, kick that right thigh higher, press out through that heel. I know I'm telling stories, but you pay attention to what your body's doing. Good. Step back to a nice long lunge, please. Drop that back knee. Inhale the arms up. Anjaneyasana, reaching from your heart. Right? Anjaneyasana is a pose for your heart, not just for your hips. So heart goes nice and high, and your pelvis gets softer because you're reaching so long through your spine. Beautiful. And then release the hands down to the floor. Good. Lift that back knee. Step back, downward facing dog. Vinyasa if you'd like, child's pose if you prefer. So if you're doing the vinyasa, you're sliding forward to plank, lowering down slow to your belly, rising up into cobra, and then coming back to downward facing dog. Or you're taking your deep breaths in child's pose. Good. If you're in child's pose, meet us back in down dog. Look forward between your hands. Step or jump your feet to the top of your mat. Good. Taking the legs to straight, Uttanasana, forward fold. And then bring your hands to your hips and come all the way up to stand. Awesome. Do you even remember how we started this? I know, tree pose. I remember. Left knee up and towards your chest. I ask things like that to say, where did you let your mind go into the flow, or are you focused on what should be coming next? Right? Good. Take that left knee wide to the left, please. Bottom of the foot to the inside of the right leg. Find tree on this side. Arms up to cactus arms. So elbows are wide. Don't let those elbows sag. Keep them up in line with your armpits. And then your inner elbows hollow forward, but your palms fall back. Good. So again, wideness of your chest. And then you're lifting a little taller and start to rotate your heart up towards the sky. So again, that inner drishti, if the heart is always looking for what is a place of big love, then the mind can be confused, but the heart will always anchor it back to that. Good. So this is your practice, is where are you anchored in that inner drishti? Where are you unanchored completely? And if you are, then you wobble, right? The mind wobbles. Come all the way back up, please. Spin that left knee forward. Don't put it down. Squeeze it up. And then send it straight back behind you. Come into warrior three. Chest comes forward. Arms can be straight out in front of you or reach back. Straight arms reaching in the direction of your foot. Good. And hugging the arms. So again, powerful through your chest. Nice, Susan. Nice, Jackie. Good, Kristen. Kristen, drop your chin just a little bit so you keep your chest lifted, but your throat can pull up a little more. Good, you guys. Step back to high lunge. Inhale the arms to the sky. Deep breath in. Good. And then release the hands down to the floor. Nice job. Take that right leg up and back behind you. Down dog split. Good. Bend the knee. Kick your heel in towards your butt. Stack the right hip on top of the left. Good. Come up on your right fingertips. Yeah, so again, you're getting a little lighter. You're lifting up through that thigh. So that thigh is not just falling open to the side, but it's pulling you up, pull up through your pelvis. Good. Beautiful. And then release that hand, turn the knee back down towards the floor, straighten the leg, stretch it out, and then step right foot between the hands, lunge. And then walk your fingertips straight ahead, step up to standing split, left thigh parallels the floor. Good. Keep reaching through that inner thigh. Keep reaching down through your right heel so the legs in both directions are extending. So Parvati, after the, romantic setup doesn't work, decides that she's going to simply go become as great as Shiva is. She says, I'm going to find in me the way that I am as big as he is so that I deserve to sit by his side. So she goes out into the wilderness and she practices, and she practices, and she practices, and she practices. With her mind and her heart completely devoted to Shiva, she practices, says, this is what I want. This experience of peace. Deep breath in, kick that left thigh higher. Good, Emily. I tell you to do that, right? Because you got tired in the position and you forgot that you could lift it higher. Good, step back to a nice long lunge. I know, drop that back knee to the floor. Inhale the arms up to the sky. Okay, Dana. Good. Deep breath in, you guys. Heart nice and high. And then release the hands down to the floor. Nice job. Lift that back knee. Step back, downward facing dog. Good. And then drop down to your knees, please. Hands and knees. Do a little circling of your hips. And so it's said that with all this time, Parvati is practicing and practicing and practicing, and her energy, her tapas, becomes so bright like fire. She becomes so bright that even in his meditation, as Shiva sits up and notices and says, who is that? What is creating that energy? I need to know. He comes to her. So our practice is that if you are practicing for you to be the most spacious, the greatest, the most expansive, peaceful being that you can be, not for the rest of the world, for you. Move your hips the other way, please. You do it for you to understand how big you are. Then what you're asking for is pulled to you. That experience of peace is pulled to you. Whatever it is that your life is needing is pulled to you. You don't have to go looking for it and wondering if you're doing it right. You practice with that energy, but where is your mind and your heart focused when you're practicing? Come back to stillness, press back child's pose, drop your hips to your heels. Months and months ago, I was telling a story, a Buddhist story about being in the burning house. And the burning house is our experience of our mind in the material world when we're very caught in the way things go, the way things continue to appear and disappear and are always changing. And of course, in the story, it's about coming out of the burning house. It's about escaping the burning house. And we think, oh, how terrible that the house is burning. The house has always been burning. That's the teaching, right? Is that the house has always been burning. We just don't realize it. So that experience of stepping out from underneath the weight, of feeling the world in such a way that it destroys your peace over and over and over and over and over again. We step out from under that. You don't mind that the house is burning because it's always been burning, always will be burning. You go to that place that is forever spacious. Walk yourself back up to hands and knees, downward, and then come back downward facing dog. Good. Take your right leg up and back behind you, down dog split. Bend the knee, kick your heel in towards your butt, stack your right hip on top of the left, lifting up onto those right fingertips, or go ahead and flip your dog completely, stepping that right foot back behind you, stretching the right arm up and over. You got it, Mark. You just stepped on a blanket. Good. All the way up and back, Lena. So heart goes to the sky, you guys. Heart goes to the sky, like you're going to drop back into wheel here. Yeah. Nice, Alice. Good, Rhonda. Nice, Alana. Beautiful, Rosalind. Come all the way back, downward facing dog. Ah, I know. Deep breath in, deeper breath out. Try the other side. Left leg comes up and back, down dog split. Bend the knee, kick your heel in towards your butt. Stack the left hip on top of the right. Come up on your left fingertip. So again, you get lighter, and then go ahead and flip your dog if you're going to go for it. Take that leg back behind you. Push into your feet and hips to the sky. Nice, Heidi. Nice, Laura. Good, Linda. Awesome, you guys. Good, Sandy. And then bring it all the way back, downward facing dog. Look forward between your hands. Step or jump your feet to the top of your mat. Straighten the legs and bow. Beautiful. Separate your feet nice and wide. Turn your toes out. Bend your knees. Come down, squat. Good. Right hand comes inside, or right forearm comes inside right knee. Take your left arm up to the sky. Twist. Good. So you keep that right knee pushing wide to the right. So weight onto that right baby toe. Beautiful. Release and switch, please. Left arm inside left leg, right arm to the sky. Good. Just open the chest a little bit more, Jennifer. Yeah, left shoulder too. Good. Yeah, the one on the floor. Pull it back. Good. And then release the hands down. Nice job, you guys. Straighten the legs. Turn your toes forward, forward fold. Beautiful. Take your hands to your hips. Come all the way up to stand. Heel toe your feet a little closer together, please. And then bring your right knee up in towards your chest. Squeeze in. Good. Take that right ankle on top of your left thigh. Bend your left knee. Come into cross-legged chair. Good. Sending your butt back and stretching your arms forward. Good. Nice. Maybe even dropping the torso closer to parallel to the floor so that you really bring your butt back. You remember when we used to do this with the wall? And you could push your hands into the wall? Do it like you're pushing your hands into the wall. So really push your butt back. Good. Nice job. Good, Marjorie. Good, Sarah. Good, Patrice, you got it. Come on. And then come all the way back up. Squeeze that knee up in towards your chest. Yeah. And then step it down to the floor. Good job. Shake it out. Yep. Good. Second side, please. Left knee up in towards your chest. The shake it out is part of the asana too. It is. Like the butterfly arms. Yeah. Cross your left ankle over top of your right thigh, bend your right knee, take your butt back, arms stretch out alongside your ears. I want you to have that same feeling of an open chest though. So you're pulling your armpits back, you're pulling the tops of your arms back. Good. So as you draw your throat back, that's great. And then draw your arms back and then pull your throat back and draw your arms back. So your chest is super, super wide and your butt goes back and your chest and drop parallel to the floor. Good, Diane. Like you're pushing forward into something, push your butt back. Good. And if you're falling, do it gracefully. Nice, Anne. Good, you guys. Slowly come all the way back up. Bring that knee back up in towards your chest. Squeeze it in. Good. And then step it down. Nice job. Shake it out. Good. So you have an option here. One more standing balance. It's a little bit of a trickier one. So those of you who have a wall nearby and you're like, oh, I might want a wall. You can always use the wall. I don't mind. You can walk over there. So the suggestion, right, is you're either going to come into a baby cradle, right, holding the shin in front of you in a standing position, or you can go for a variation of half lotus in this position, right? So I'll talk you through it. So those are your options. But right knee comes up in towards your chest. Don't get scared by the word half lotus. Squeeze it in. And then you're turning your shin. So reach for your foot, the baby toe edge of your foot with your left hand. You're turning your shin parallel to the floor. Yep. And then lifting it up towards your chest. Good. So you can hold the knee. So bent knee, Susan. Bent knee. Yep. Baby cradle. So you can hold the knee if you'd like and just lift and just hang out there. If you're going for that half lotus position, you're bringing the right foot all the way up to the top of your left thigh crease, as high up as it will go. And then you're letting the knee just drop open any amount that it's willing to go. Good. It might be a little, it might be a lot, might be not at all. And if the answer is not at all, hang out in that baby cradle like you're doing a standing, almost pigeon pose. Good. Top of your left thigh goes up and back. Nice, Alana. Good, Rosalind. Beautiful, Laura. You got it, Marjorie. Foot is flexed, please, if you're in that baby cradle. Nice, Jessica. Good, and no expectations. If you're like, well, I'm pretty good at hip openers, I'll do half lotus. If it's not working, go to where your hip is open. This is our practice. Is don't bypass the experience that you're having. Find where there is the peaceful, spacious place right this instant. And maybe it means you're doing a completely different pose entirely. One more breath. Good. Slowly release, please. Hugging that right knee up in towards the chest. Release it down. Drop into chair. Bend your knees. It'll feel good, bizarrely. Yeah. You know why? Because all of your energy goes up and into crazy when you're balancing, right? It does. So you drop into chair, it pulls everything back down and you feel like a person again. Come all the way back up to stand, please. Stretch your legs a little bit wider. Reach behind you. Interlace your fingers at the low spine. Deep breath in. Exhale, bow forward. Stretch your arms up and over any amount. Good. Just turn your toes all the way forward, Mark. Nice, you guys. Good. And then release the hands down to the floor, please. Do a little shake. Good. And then roll up the spine. Nice, Jessica. Roll up the spine one vertebra at a time. I'm sure many of you have been in a Kundalini situation or just class with Cheryl where she's told you to just stand there and shake for multiple minutes. The shaking is part of the practice. It is. Heel toe your feet a little closer together, please. So when you're given the opportunity to shake, do it, right? All right, second side. So left knee comes up towards your chest. And again, the option here is that knee comes in, you're reaching for the baby toe edge of your foot with your right hand and turning the shin parallel to the floor. Good, so you can hold the outside of the knee as well. If you're going into that baby cradle, you're lifting the shin up towards your chest, keeping your chest nice and lifted. If you're going for a half lotus, you're bringing the foot up to the top of your right thigh crease, as high up on the hip as it will willingly go. And then you're letting the knee just drop open any amount. You're not pushing it in any way. You're letting it do its opening on its own. Nice, Patrice. Good use of the wall there. Good, you guys. Nice, Sarah. And part of doing the standing half lotus is that you have to be patient, because it's not the same position as doing it seated. So the pose name is the same, but it doesn't feel the same. You're in a different place. So you have to practice in the way of the moment that you are in now. A lot of patience, a lot of softness for that area in you that maybe is very tight and unwilling to open. Patience for a world where things are very tense and maybe unwilling to relax. Good. One more breath here, you guys. Really good. Nice, Susan. Beautiful. And then slowly release that leg. Good, Rosalind. And then step the feet down, bend your knees, drop back into chair. So you soften through the groins. Bring your attention back down into your feet. Good. And then hands come down to the floor, straighten the legs and bow. Beautiful, you guys. Good. Step your right leg back behind you, please. Drop that knee down to the floor. Anjaneyasana. Inhale the arms up to the sky. Good. Squeeze the front heel and the back knee towards each other. Remember, this is a pose for your heart. Good. And then release the hands. Beautiful, Anne. Release the hands down to the floor. Nice job. Move your right hip back on top of your right knee. Take your left leg forward to straight. Ardha Hanumanasana. Come up on the heel. Walking the hands forward any amount. Om Namah Shivaya. Good. So Hanuman is a fun character. We talk about him, of course, as being the place of devotion, how to be in complete devotion to that big, big love, where there's no question, right? If he's asked to do something, Hanuman never questions. He just says, okay, I'll figure it out. Given the impossible task, go find Sita in the whole world. Go find her. Okay. We need to leap across this ocean somehow. All right. He figures it out. Heart and mind completely devoted to Ram, to God, to love. So that's what helps us to transcend that feeling of the mind that can't figure it out, that burning house. What's beyond that? As the yogi, we're asked not to stare at what's burning, but to stare at what's beyond, so that the burning doesn't destroy us. It's happening, but we're not destroyed. One more breath, you guys. Pull back on your sit bones so that you're really going wide through your pelvis. Awesome. And then walk that heel back in or pull it back in. Good. Lift that back knee up off the floor. And then take your left leg up and back behind you, down dog split. Good. Start to walk your hands back towards your foot. So you're walking backwards into a standing split. If you've got a wall behind you, fantastic. Use it. Yeah. Keep lifting through your pelvis. Nice. Beautiful. And if you are lucky enough to have that wall and you're pressing your foot against the wall and you want to go for that hanging Hanuman, go ahead, press into your hands, bring your armpits forward, scoop your belly, butt to the sky, and hover that right foot up off the floor. Good. Really good. Good, you guys. Nice, Lauren. And then walk yourself back forward, please. Stand down dog split. Beautiful. And then release that foot down to the floor. Good. Vinyasa if you'd like, child's pose if you prefer. Come forward to plank if you're doing the vinyasa. Lower down to your belly. Rise up, cobra. And then come back downward facing dog. Awesome. And then meet us in down dog if you're in child's pose. And we're stepping the right foot forward between the hands. Good. Drop the back knee. Anjaneyasana, arms to the sky. Good. Hanuman is a completely devoted heart. He's also said to be an incarnation of Shiva, that he's a different version of Shiva. Of how do I create peace in this world, acting in this world? How do I do it? Stay in a place of love. I don't question that. And I do what's asked of me. Release the hands down to the floor. Move your left hip back in space on top of your left knee. Take your right leg forward to straight, Ardha Hanumanasana. Again, use blocks if you need. You were on the right leg, Mark. Yeah. Good. Hands are walking forward. Flex that right foot a lot. Again, don't let go of that. Breathe deeply. Good. Right, so the stories have this power for us because they give us these characters that are meant to be seen as representations of ourselves. So that we do become comfortable with the fact that you are Hanuman. You have that in you. You are Shiva. You have that in you. You are Parvati. You have that in you. And the practice of yoga is uniting yourself with that aspect of who you are, so that it's not something that is shoved into the corner that you only go to when you have nothing else to turn to. But it's what you turn to first when the world is going crazy, because it's always going crazy. It's always burning. Good. Drag back on that right heel, you guys. Really feel your pelvis move back so you're actually tilting, stretching through your lower spine. Good, Kristen. And then slowly bring that heel back in, please. Lift your back knee up. And then take that right leg up and back behind you to down dog split. Start to walk your hands back towards your left foot, walking backwards into a standing split. So if you have a wall, you can use it. If you don't have a wall, just keep walking back until you are standing flat on that left heel in standing split. Good. And again, if you have that wall and you want to go for that hanging Hanuman, you might have to walk your hands back a tiny bit and then move your armpits forward, scoop into your belly, push your butt up to the sky, hover the left foot off the floor. Don't bring it to the wall though. Let it hang. Good. You had it there, Susan, if you want to go back to it. That's it. Yep. Butt up. Good. Beautiful. And if you're in that standing, that hanging split, pull that left foot forward towards your nose. Make it a split. Yes. Really good. And then go ahead and release the foot. Walk yourself forward back to down dog split. I know. Drop that knee, that foot down to the floor, please. Knees to the floor, child's pose. You guys are working hard today. I have to say. You are working hard. It's the energy of tapas, right? I am willing to work hard in my life because my life is worth my effort. Myself is worth my effort. That's tapas, is that I do not give up just because things are difficult or I'm not getting what I'm wanting. Because the practice is not about getting what you want. It's not even about feeling the way that you want. It's about experiencing the reality of peace. So we have to keep going deeper and deeper and deeper into that source of where that lives in us. And if we don't know where it lives in us, well, then that's why there are so many practices, is to direct you inward, to unite with that. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Shanti. I am that place of peace. My whole practice is to understand what that means. And it's not for anybody else, it's for me, because if I can experience it, then all other beings will benefit also. But if you do it hoping that they'll be okay first, you bypass yourself, then you sit in the burning house. You got to exit. Look at what's beyond. Walk yourself back up, please. Come to sit, bring the bottoms of the feet together, Baddha Konasana. And where you are today, what your practice is today is not the same as it was yesterday. And it's not the same as what the practice needs to be tomorrow. But where you're going with your practice is always the same. That's the Shiva and the Shakti, is where we're going is always the same, but how we get there is changing as quickly and as immediately as the rest of the world. Walk yourself forward, please. Hold your feet if you'd like, or stretch the arms straight ahead. Good. Relax your shoulders, Anju. Relax your shoulders, Emily and Heidi. Everybody relax your shoulders. Wherever your arms are, relax your shoulders. Good. Baddha Konasana, dropping open. And then walk yourself back up, please. Good. Keep that right heel in towards your groin. Stretch your left leg out at an angle. So it's like you're doing a half straddle. Right heel in towards your groin, left leg out. Good. And then walk the left arm inside towards the heel, inside the leg towards the heel. Right arm comes over the ear, side body stretch. Good. Try to keep your rib cage roughly in line with that thigh. So you're not letting it hang back behind, but you're also not curling so your ribs fall forward. You want to keep it in line with that thigh. Good. Right rib cage opens, opens, opens. Nice, Alana. Just watch that your left foot doesn't fall outward. Yeah, press the inner thigh down. It's going to stabilize your hip a little more. Awesome, you guys. Come back up to center, please. Good. Take a little twist. Left hand comes to the outside of your right knee. Right arm comes up to the sky, and then lean over that extended leg again. Yeah, but use that left arm on your right knee to keep turning your belly. Good. Really stretch through those fingertips, Jackie and Marjorie. Good. Heidi, move your ribs wider to the left. Yep. There you go. Good. And then come all the way back up to center, please. Ooh. And switch to the other side. Take the right leg out and wide. Bring the left heel in towards your groin. Good. Walk your right arm towards your right heel. Turning the ribs open, left arm comes over the ear. Good. Make sure that that extended leg, your inner thigh is rotating down towards the floor. So don't let those toes just fall open in any direction. Keep them straight up and down. Good. Nice, you guys. You choose your inner drishti. You choose the place where you are directing your mind to unite itself with, or what you anchor your heart with. And you look to see all things through that perspective. I am a place of peace. Good. Come all the way back up, please. Take yourself into the twist, right hand to outer left knee. Good. And then left arm comes up alongside the ear. So you're turning to the left, and then you're leaning over that right thigh and stretching the left arm over the ear. Nice, Diane. Good. Use that hand on the knee to really turn through the belly. Beautiful. Good. Heidi, ribs to the right. And then come all the way back up. Nice, you guys. Release the hands. Beautiful. Stretch your legs straight out in front of you. Good. Come into reverse table here. So bend the knees, plant your feet, take your hands back behind you. Good. Fingers pointing towards your heels if you can. Bend the elbows just a little bit, hug the upper arms, lift your chest. So again, it's focus here from the front of the heart to the back of the heart through the arms open. And then press into your feet, lift your hips up and press into your hands to straighten the arms, but don't lock your elbows. Good. Andrew, move your feet forward just a little bit more. Yeah, now you can lift up a little higher. Beautiful. Hug those knees in a little bit, Anju. Nice, Jessica. Beautiful, Alice. Good, Jackie. And then release your hips down to the floor, please. Good. Cross-legged seat. Stretch your arms out wide. Good. Turn your palms to face up. So you get a little lift through your armpits. And then turn your palms to face back and push the air away. Good. And then turn your palms to face up and lift your armpits just a little more and broad through the top of your shoulders. And then turn your palms to face back and press. Good. And now take your arms across the front of your body and just hug. Reach across the front of the body like you're trying to take your fingertips to grip the opposite shoulder blade. Good. And then relax your elbows. Good. And then stretch your arms out wide. I meant to say relax your shoulders, relax your elbows. Take the other arm on top and hug. Relax your elbows too, but that'll be easier if you relax your shoulders. So again, you're reaching here. So it's not just a cute hug, it's an intense hug, right? That you're reaching for your shoulder blades. And then you're softening your shoulders and opening the chest so that your neck doesn't get tense from you hugging yourself. Good. And then release the arms out and wide. And then release the hands down to the floor. Nice job. Come forward and come onto your backs. Yeah. Hug your right knee in towards your chest, please. Extend the left leg straight out on the floor. Good. And holding behind that thigh, extend that heel up towards the ceiling. Good. Press the thigh into your hands. Draw the low belly back and down. So it's like you're pushing your right sit bone down to the floor. Beautiful. And then left hand comes to the top of your left hip point. Root that down. And then start to let your right leg drop open to the right. You keep your hand at that thigh to guide it so that you're not letting your toes fall out again at a strange angle. And you're keeping your left hip point and your left thigh down to the floor. So don't compromise that. So that the opening on that right leg has to come really through that stretching through the groin. Good. So you're pulling the thigh away from your right hip point. Beautiful. Nice. So Sandy, spin that right heel up towards the ceiling a little more. Other way. There you go. Good. Bring the leg back up to center, please. Yeah, a little belly work there. Good. And then bring the thigh at an angle towards your left shoulder. So not dropping it all the way into the twist, but bring it across at an angle. You can use your left hand to hold behind the calf or the thigh to help it stay at that angle. Good. So the top of your right hip, your right butt cheek is actually pulling down, but you're lengthening out so that you get that stretch on the outer thigh. Good. And then let it come all the way over into the straight-legged twist, please. But keep that feeling of you're pulling that thigh up towards the left shoulder. Good. Nice, you guys. Breathe really wide through your ribs, through your chest. Simplest practices will serve you very well. You have to do them with your mind and your heart directed into a place that gives you space. You can't just do them and think that it's going to turn you into something that you aren't already. Come all the way back up to center, please. Good. Bring that knee in towards your chest. And then send that leg down to the floor. Please bring your left knee in. Good. Hold behind the thigh. Extend that heel up towards the ceiling. Nice. Just like in standing split. This is just standing split on your back, right? So you got to press out through both legs. Good. Nice, you guys. I don't know if that ruined this stretch for you to think of it as standing split on your back. Like, I don't like standing split, but I like this. Let your mind go to a place where you're allowed to like everything. You're allowed to be at peace with everything, even if you're like, it's not my preference. And there's work to do here. And still, I am that place of peace. Om Namah Shivaya. Good. Take your right hand to the top of your right hip point so that you're anchoring there. You actually put pressure. And then let the left leg start to drop open to the left. And again, stretching out through the groin. Good. So Jennifer, keep your legs straight. Yeah, all the way out. Same thing, Lena, if you can, like straight so that you get the full. So other way, Mark, bring your leg out wide. There you go. Yeah. Good, you guys. Keep that right leg anchored. It's what allows the left leg to open in a meaningful way. If we just drop to the left side, is we're not opening as much as we think we are. Good. Bring that leg back up to center, please. And then you're taking it at an angle towards your right shoulder. So not the full twist yet, you're just angling. You can use the right hand to help support. Good, and that stretch might actually feel more uncomfortable than going straight into the twist. That's why I asked you to do it. Pay attention to this is what it feels like. And then let yourself go all the way over, coming into that straight-legged twist. Good. Try to keep the legs as split as you can. So the more you keep that left leg in line with your hip, the more directly it is going to stretch through the IT band, the outer hip, the outer thigh, into the lower back. Nice, Linda. Good, Heidi. Nice, you guys. One more breath. Maybe split the legs a little bit deeper. Good, Lauren. And then slowly come on back, please. Bringing that knee in towards your chest. Good. Bring the left knee in as well, or the right knee in as well, both knees in. Separate the knees just a little bit, pointing them towards your armpits. So like you're doing child's pose on your back. Pull your shins in and then push your shins back against your hands so that you get that feeling of pressing the low back into the floor and drawing the thigh bones deep into the hip socket. Good. And then release that. Right thigh comes on top of left, stacking the knees, separate the feet, reach for ankles or shins. Gomukhasana. Your last thought is Krishna. Energy that is also love, but that's love that awakens us in the world, right? He comes to us in his stories as a child where he's teasing everybody into enlightenment, plays tricks on them to get them to understand spiritual truths. And then as an adult, he's the leading, guiding force behind the Bhagavad Gita, how to move through the battles of your life and to see them for what they are, and to remember who you are. Unwind your legs, take the other leg on top. So Gomukhasana, cow face pose, reference to Krishna, the one who says that this life is not what it appears to be, and you are not what you limit yourself to be. When you know the bigness that you are, and you understand that the world is always burning, and you stay steady in that inner place of devotion to who you are, and you can accomplish anything. He says, and then you even begin to enjoy the experience of living, even when it's hard. Unwind your legs, please. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Squeeze, bring your forehead up to meet your knees and hug. And then slowly release, extending the legs out in front of you, arms alongside you, palms facing up, settling for Shavasana. The story of the Bhagavad Gita is about Arjuna having an emotional breakdown about what his life has become and what he's being asked to do. And Krishna trying to convince him that he knows how to do what is in front of him to do, and for him to understand who he is. At the very end of the Gita, this is my interpretation of it, it's not written literally quite this way. in all versions. But Krishna says to him basically, I have one last teaching, one last thing to say. He says, no matter what happens, I love you. This is God speaking, right? No matter what happens, you try your best. I love you. Anchor yourself with that. And go deep into that place where there is peace right this moment. Very gently bring the awareness back to your breath. Let your body begin to stretch and move in whatever ways serve it well. And as you're ready, draw your knees in towards your chest. Roll to your right side. Take a moment there before you begin to push the floor away. Come back to an upright seated position. Bring the hands together in front of the heart center, palm to palm, or whatever mudra has been serving you well. If there's another one that's been working for you, use that. Remember again that you breathe in Om Namah Shivaya, Om Shanti, just the word peace. That you are breathing out the reality of what that is in this moment. And it'll be different in the next moment, so you don't expect it to stay the same. Because this is our practice, is to be doing this constantly. Don't stare at what's burning. The burning house is burning. It always has been, always will be. But you can keep coming back to this place that is the reality of peace in this moment. And you do it for you. You do it for you first so that you can be a place of peace, a place of refuge for those who cannot yet do it for themselves. But don't bypass where you are right now. You keep using your practice, but use it for the moment that you're in, not for the moment that you hope will come next. Peace happens right this minute, not tomorrow, not when things are different, not when someone else is ready to do it with you. That's that Parvati energy, is you do it now for you. You pull to you that experience of peace. So this is our practice. And you remember that Krishna energy that says, whatever you do, however you do it, and however it turns out, I love you. So just keep doing best you can. We'll close with the sound of Om. Deep breath in. Sliding the thumbs up to the space between the eyebrows. Namaste, everybody. Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day, a great rest of your week until I see you again. Thanks for all my people who I don't see on camera. So if I didn't say your name, I